That video stirred outrage on social media.
Some people this past weekend jumped to big conclusions after seeing viral video of teenagers wearing Make America Great Again hats surrounding a Native American.
We throw millions of lives onto that bonfire every year. They just don't normally look like the teenagers in MAGA hats.
That happens all the time on social media, right, Kate? I mean, all the time you see these viral videos, and then you come to find out that something is different or not exactly how it is framed.
Well, the effects and use of social media, especially platforms like Twitter, being hotly debated after more than a dozen Covington Catholic high school students were accused of being racist and harassing a Native American protester. So social media hurting society. Let's bring in our panel. Tom Kirsting is a family therapist and author of Disconnected, How to Reconnect Our Digitally Distracted Kids. Kris Ruby is a social media strategist, and Kurt Knutson, correct, is the cyber guy. Thank you all for being here.
Good to see you.
All right, Kurt, we're going to start with you. What is your take on social media?
No question about the distraction going on in our lives right now. And what is happening is that we have gotten really the DNA of social media requires. All these social media companies require the fact that they just engage audiences and get a lot of people to sign on to these programs, spend as much time as they can on the platforms. And there's no regard to really what's good for us as a society. What their first and foremost part of ownership is, how do they get our eyeballs there? They're not thinking how healthy that might be for us. So people are posting without thoughtfully getting their truth out. So they don't even bother to look at the story in its entirety. Instead, they post immediately. Otherwise, they fear they're going to miss a moment.
But Kris, isn't some of the problem that social media is just information, just like any kind of other information that reporters are supposed to pick up and verify? In these cases, we haven't seen much verification, but we've seen jumping to conclusions. So should there be more vetting by the media before we get these opinions?
Sure. I mean, without question, there should be more vetting from the media before they are publicly tweeting out stories that haven't necessarily been fact-checked. And you have other social media influencers who are also putting out this information, and that's where you have this social media mob mentality that really is perpetuated by the media tweeting out this false information. It's really actually, you know, very unfortunate and disgraceful. And I think that the main challenge here with social media today, and the new reality that we have to accept, is that you are guilty until proven innocent. As a result of social media. So you are the judge, jury, and punishment all in one because of social media.
Tom, if you could kill baby Twitter, so it did not exist today,
so I'm going to give you an example.
Would you do that?
So I read that tweet, and the first comment from that tweet was from some guy out there, okay, who didn't think, like Kurt was saying. People are not thinking, they're reacting. That's what makes it sort of subliminal. It goes right past the conscious critical mind, right to the emotional unconscious mind, and people are reacting emotionally. So this individual responded to that, and he put something like, if I had extra bullets, I would kill baby Fox News or something like that. That's the first comment on Twitter. And it's a perfect example of the outpour of thoughtless people that are reacting at an emotionally unstable level. So social media, would I kill baby Twitter? I wish we didn't have social media. I wish we could go back to like when I was a kid, when we would talk and ride our bikes around town and have fun.
But isn't there the other side to social media? Because it used to be that media outlets were the only way that people could get information, and now that we have social media and the ability to kind of show a broader story.
It's just too much
the Covington story started on social media, but then social media pushed back and said, actually, and reporters who are part of new media pushed back and said, actually, there's a bigger part of the story here. So it kind of goes both ways.
Just to add to that, I think killing baby Twitter isn't the solution here, because no matter what, a new platform will always emerge. So you can't kill off the platform. What you have to do is have users that are more informed and journalists that are going back to journalistic integrity.
Kurt, I want to get your response to this. New York Post op-ed says Covington story proves social media is cancerous. I love Twitter, but I also love cigarettes, and the secondhand smoke social media produces is making our public life diseased. It also does damage to its users. It makes most of us meaner and uglier and more hostile, and therefore clearly a bad thing spiritually.
No denying that it amplifies anger, it amplifies bad behavior, it amplifies stupidity. Because if we don't have enough time to get smart about an issue and we just get out there to be relevant and not be missed, you're going to come off in the long run as perpetuating ignorance online, and it happens again and again. What I would say is that, you know, you look at University of Michigan study, to Tom's point, is they studied a bunch of people on Facebook, said for 10 minutes a day, you look at your Facebook feed. This group, don't look at your Facebook feed.
Ah,
and for the group that did not look at their Facebook feed for 10 minutes a day, their mood was a lot better.
Yeah.
For those who did look at their Facebook, it wasn't better.
Okay.
So are they perpetuating a reality that doesn't even exist in social media? We think our friends are doing so much better than us. We constantly get caught in the grass is greener on the other side with social media. There's got to be a balance. The problem is I just don't see the wisdom coming for us to have that epiphany to say, oh, this is all BS, so we should do something
That's a big
about
problem
it.
with kids nowadays. That's the problem with kids, is the comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this discussion, I'm sure, will be ongoing. Social media seems to be here to stay. Thank you all for giving your
Katie, good to
perspective.
see you.
Appreciate it. All right.